Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. I'm Jared Paul, and today we're going to get talking about what I use for fertilizer and insect repellent because I get a lot of questions on these things. And we're in a funny season here in Connecticut where, I want the trunks on my bonsai to grow larger, so I'm not really doing any more pruning. Spring is the time for repotting, and even though I have thousands of trees and hundreds of different species, there's really not much work to do other than watering my trees. So the best thing to do is to keep them fertilized and keep them free of insects. So that's what's coming up on today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. All right, y'all. So if you're just getting into the bonsai game or just growing plants in general, what you don't know is that a lot of it is trying to control insects. You get aphids, spider mites are the worst. They'll kill a plant in a couple of days. Mealy bugs, scale insect. It's a constant battle. So I had found success with this end-all, and it's like neem oil and I believe some all-natural type of soap, and that helps smother the bugs once they're already present. But as far as a preventative, it had been suggested to me many a times to get this systemic granules. So you actually treat your trees every 8 weeks with this. Okay. And then this would be like, okay, they're already there and we got to get rid of them. The problem with the sprays is that the majority of your trees that insects like are deciduous. And once you spray them, usually the leaves yellow up or just burn up and fall off. So you're left with this ugly treated tree that hopefully will bud back and grow back, but potentially that could kill it as well because it was already in a weakened state. And then losing its leaves, it's hard for it to regain energy and grow back. So this end-all I would recommend as a last resort. And I've just now started using these systemic granules. So you just sprinkle a little bit in the pot and then water it in. So I'm looking forward to seeing the effectiveness of that. And then there is fertilizing. So, most of the time in bonsai, you're observing your trees, watering your trees, making sure that they're bug free, making sure that the roots don't get dried out. There's, not that much work on a bonsai, maybe a few times a year. So that's why, me being an obsessive personality guy, that's why I have so many trees, because I always want something to be doing every day. So the majority of your time, you're just watering and checking for insects and making sure they're getting proper lighting and so forth. So this is my absolute favorite fertilizer. It's Osmocote Plus. It's a 6-month time release pellet solution. And it's really gentle and sensitive with each different species. It doesn't you don't have to worry about scorching your tree or over fertilizing with this thing. So I just sprinkle this around a plant or a tree. I'd say about a tablespoon per plant or tree. And so you'll actually only use this one time as opposed to this 3 times over the course of 6 months. So if you don't have it organized in your brain, it's best to put it in your phone or put it down on a calendar when you did and when the next time you're supposed to treat for insects or fertilize. And just as a little bonus, these came in the mail. I got these 2 little bonsai pots from Japan, and they were really inexpensive, $3 and $5. Totally psyched. On here, you got that cool little symbol on the back, which, if you know what that means, let me know. I'm not going to look it up because it doesn't really matter. So here, let me show you an example of how I would fertilize. So it's a great lazy Sunday today. I'm betting on English Premier League soccer and some National Football League football from the U.S. So let's go ahead and hit my number 1 bonsai tree, my Delonix regia. I grew this thing from seed February 2018. And these are a lot of fun because they grow so quickly that you actually get to prune them a few times a year. And, working on your trees is awesome. So some of the pines and spruces and things of that nature, your conifers, they hate to grow, I swear. So you're lucky if you get to prune them once a year, maybe repot them once every other year. But this Delaunix regia is a nice tropical tree out of Madagascar, and very rewarding. So let me see, just sprinkle it around the base. There's no exact science. It'll give you suggestions, but basically each tree is different. And as long as you don't like waste the entire bottle on your tree, it'll be great. So that's how I would do that. I've had some insect issues with this Rose of Sharon. If you see in the inner node there, of course it's not going to show it. Yeah, there you go. You see those little white things all in here? Yeah. It was some sort of insect laying eggs and trying to mess up my tree. Not cool. So what I'll do is at the same time, I'll sprinkle that over all of my trees indoors. I'm not going to mess with my outdoor trees. They seem to be doing fine. And we'll get those fertilized up. I just used that the insect granules the other day. So we'll see how effective those are going to be. All right, y'all. So before I let you go, I just wanted to show you the update on my New Mex Twilight Chilies. Laura got this for me for my second bonsai anniversary, February 16th, 2019. And I got a few of them to germinate, and they have just absolutely popped as of late. There's a Delaunix regia that decided he wanted to grow in there too. But I'm even starting to get some flowers. So I talked to my consigliere, Ian, at Back Garden Bonsai, and anything that is scientific or more difficult than what I would just know off the top of my head, I ask him, and he breaks it down for me. So anyways, if you have questions that are more advanced, I would definitely recommend talking to Ian at Back Garden Bonsai. The man knows what he's talking about. So what I'm going to have to do to get chili peppers on these, and you're supposed to get like rainbow-like different shades of pepper, which would be pretty cool as far as a bonsai goes. I have to take a Q-tip, and when the flowers open up, work the Q-tip around the flower, get the pollen on the edge, and then work them into the other flowers. So it's considered self-pollination. So I'm excited to be doing that. Only this one here on the right has the flower so far, but they were tiny for like a whole year, and then they just absolutely popped. And so I'm going to wait until probably the spring to do any pruning on them. So I had to take them out from inside this little grow light box because they were growing up into the light. So I guess I'm going to have to germinate some more seeds since I have room in there. And I'm just going to leave these on the edge here so they still get that light that they like so much. And I don't have to worry about them burning up by growing into the light. So that's going to do it for today here at Jarhead Bonsai. I hope you enjoyed your time at the ranch. I have a whole lot of trees and a whole lot of playlists on these different trees. So if you're bored and you want to catch up on them, please enjoy. And if you like this video and you want to see some more, please subscribe, hit that notification bell for much more to come. I'm Jared Paul. Hope you all have a great day. Cheers.